Hi everyone, this is your reading for Tuesday the 10th of June 2014. I'm going to use the Thoth deck again today and see what's coming up for you in terms of the energies. Lots of bright orange color there, that's nice, good. More orange and blue. Okay, so the colors are really striking, first of all. Orange is about vitality and energy and health and growth, and it's also about control and having your needs met and getting what it is you want. So it's a real day of enthusiasm, it's a real day of power, passion, good health, and you really going out there into the world and really taking part and being part of it. So the first card is the 10 of Swords, and it says Ruin on there. And the Ten of Swords is really very much about hitting a rock bottom in terms of your thinking. And really getting to a place where it can't get any worse and you have to let it go and move on to something new. And that's really a repetition of a theme that came up in yesterday's reading. If you want to move on to bigger and better things, and if you want your life to grow and enter its next chapter, you need to be firm about what it is you don't want, make that decision, let it go, and then move on. And if you try and fix it, even for yourself, not necessarily for other people, but if you try and justify it to yourself to keep it working, whatever it may be, job, relationship, housing situation, whatever, you can only rationalize things for so long. And the card here is saying that you hit that rock bottom today, where it's like, this is the truth, and I'm either going to stick with it or I'm going to leave it, but I'm not going to go into denial about it anymore and not try and rationalize it. The next card is the Five of Cups in reverse, and the Five of Cups says disappointment. It's in reverse, so the emotional disappointment that you feel excuse me, in regard to this situation actually leads you to something more emotionally fulfilling. And by accepting and embracing that disappointment, not trying to deny it or sweep it under the carpet, by actually facing it and saying, this didn't work out for me, and owning that, you're able to look for positive things in your life, you're able to move forward more positively, and things start to move again. Now, the next card is the 20th card of the Major Arcana. And in this deck, it's called the Aeon. Okay, so in the usual deck, the 20th card of the Major Arcana is Judgment, which has to do with resurrection and a rebirth. But in this deck, it's almost represented similarly with the rebirth and the Egyptian kind of themes. So it's a similar thing about rebirthing. But what I'm really being drawn to here is that this small figure of Ra, or the Egyptian god here in the background, is surrounded and superimposed by this see-through figure. And what I'm really being guided to tell you is that you think of yourself as very small, but you have a much bigger purpose that you're not seeing. So allow yourself to let go of this negativity and allow yourself to be rebirthed into your bigger purpose and to move on with your life and to take control back of it. So we're coming back to that orange theme now of control, of vitality, of strength, energy. And it's by being truthful and honest with yourself that you can see what works and what doesn't. You know, and then you can really step into your true self. By denying things and by trying to make them look a certain way or by justifying them to yourself, it's never gonna be honest. It's never gonna be a place where you can have the strength that's available to you, because by being dishonest, you're taking away from that energy and you're blocking it. So these are tough lessons. I mean, this deck, the last two days, the lessons that have come up and been shown aren't, you know, happy fairy days with you know, in beer gardens or whatever. This is the real stuff, and letting go is a very it's a tricky process. You know, people say just let it go, let it go. How do I let it go? There's a great video on YouTube called I think it's called 4 Ways of Letting Go, or the 4 Ways of Letting Go. something like that, and it's by this Buddhist monk, this European Buddhist monk, who really talks about the different ways of doing it, because it is sort of like a vague thing. People say just let it go. Well, if I'm leaving claw marks on the table because I'm gripping on that much, how do I shift from that to okay, goodbye? It's not an easy shift to make. I hope you have a good time with this. I hope you're really able to move forward into your bigger and better self. I mean, ultimately the outcome and the result of this is you being self-actualized, moving into your purpose, and there's nothing better than that. But it's the process of getting there that isn't always comfortable or easy. If you'd like a private reading with me, please have a look at my website. It's gregoryscott.com, or you can see all the different readings I do on there. You can get in touch with me via Facebook, facebook.com/GregoryScott444. And you can also send me an email, readings@gregoryscott.co.uk, and we can go from there. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be with you again tomorrow.